Hi. I'm very late today, it's okay. It happens. I have been very unmotivated today and lately, to be blunt. I'm just very out of it, to be completely honest. It's not like I'm feeling awful, but I have a, jaw pain thing happening. I don't know what the deal is with that. My theory is it might have to do with sinus pressure, because I've also been having a lot of breathing issues. It kind of started really badly when there was a bunch of fire smoke, and the fire didn't really ever go away. It's still somewhat smoky, but definitely when my breathing gets bad, my mouth hurts. The joys of I think it's an inner ear problem, and fun thing, if you have cleft lip and palate, sometimes that can be linked to being more sensitive to inner ear problems. I learned that recently and was like, damn, that explains a lot. Anyway, hi, I'm just rambling at this point. Hi Chibi, thank you for the head pats. I hope everyone's doing okay today. Again, I'm not doing stellar, but I'm functioning within alright parameters, so we'll take it. We take those. I don't know what kind of setup I'm doing today. I guess I'm probably going windowed mode for this, just for the sake of ease, but I might actually have to move some shit around. I mean, I'm doing window. Why is there crumb on my keyboard? I regret getting a white keyboard. Nick, if I ever build my own keyboard, I want a black keyboard that hopefully doesn't show shit as much, or at least colored. You know, like a solid color instead of white, because it shows every speck of dust and debris. It's real bad. Anyway, hi, I need to rant about something, and if you are on social media, you know what I'm going to rant about already probably, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I feel strongly about this to the point that I need to talk about it. This is a mistake. I set up a window capture. I have no clue what source it's gonna be on. I hope it's on the right source and not just showing the stream thing. Also, I dropped frames because I checked studio mode real quick. So, oopsie. Anyway, hi. This is a post from Aki, Orange is Orange. This is the best post I've seen about this, so I figured, hey, this is the one I'll show. Hi, Twitch. I bitched about this already. But Twitch is doing a thing where they're like, hey, we're gonna automatically opt you into AI data training. Hey, please turn that off, because even as a streamer, it's bad, but apparently also, if you don't turn it off as a viewer, they will up your chat messages and profile pictures and stuff, so it's real bad. So I definitely implore people to turn that off, and also be very vocal and tell Twitch to knock this shit off, frankly. There was actually a clip from a live stream of the CEO of Twitch talking about this and basically saying it's opt-in because he knew that no one would do it otherwise, which is this is the constant fallacy I have with generative AI in general, is literally why do you keep pushing this thing that you insist is good for everybody when you literally have to hide that you're doing it and basically forcing everyone to do it? You're really not doing a great job of convincing anyone that this is, amazing and beneficial when you're literally having to force everyone into this. So that was my speech for today. I'm not happy about this. The problem also is, for me, of viable mainstream options, there are none. That's kind of the other issue with this situation is, oh, well, if this is bad, why don't you go somewhere else? It's where am I going to go? Google? They just had a huge, data breach, essentially, because, Gemini, which is also automatically opt-out, which is opt-out based, they automatically opted people into, Gemini features, and it started basically leaking people's personal information because that's what it's training on. Google Docs and stuff like that. So it was just kind of blabbing about people's personal data from what I gather. So that sucks. But what are the other alternatives? The only other major alternative I'm aware of is Kick, and that's a gambling nightmare. Literally, it's mostly a site from what I gather to encourage underage gambling. And also, a lot of the people who get banned on Twitch end up on Kick because they get banned, and so that just kind of becomes a lawless wasteland of a platform. And like to put things in perspective, a major streamer who I will not name by name, but if you follow Twitch related news, you may know who I'm referring to. It's not subtle. A major streamer was banned last week for basically saying really rancid political takes, and this person is known for constantly saying really rancid political takes. And despite saying something really awful, they got banned for like 2 weeks. So like if you get perma'd and then have to go to kick, it's like, okay, so this is a level of like dregs of the earth that are like, yeah, no, I don't want to do kick. That sounds awful. They pay well because they're trying to like get people in, but it just seems incredibly like less ethical than Twitch, and I'm already not happy with Twitch. So that is my rant for today on everything happening. I will keep streaming here begrudgingly. I will continue to bitch about it. I added a no generative AI tag to the stream that I was seeing some people suggesting to do, to just basically say, hi, I'm not about this, basically. All the assets I have were collected from like various online resources, like free to use resources. Some paid, like some parts of my model are paid. Some VTuber assets probably are AI generated at this point, but I'm explicitly trying to avoid creators who are doing that, if they are doing that. So again, if something turns out to be AI, please let me know politely, because that's the other problem, is the constant assumption of like, oh, well, you're using AI, F you, when it's like, a lot of people just genuinely don't know. Like, actively don't know, because some people don't look super closely, some people don't know how to see, like, the signs. A lot of things are cleaned up in a way that it looks legit. So if it turns out like, oh, something that people are using or like a game people are playing is AI, please show grace to some degree, because a lot of people are engaging in AI stuff without even realizing it, because they aren't actively looking for it. I'm paranoid as hell, so I tend to generally be able to avoid this, but like a lot of people don't look that closely. For example, Steam has AI disclaimers or disclosures. One, developers lie. They don't put the disclosures on, but if you like look through comments on like discussion forums on Steam, they will be talking about it. So for a good example of this, there's the game The August Before, where there were apparently AI generated assets in a demo build of the game. The game itself has no AI disclaimer, but the only place you can find this is people complaining about it in reviews and in the discussion board. So if a game is like kind of sus, I'll browse the reviews and discussions to see if anyone else is talking about it. But otherwise, like, it just feels... I made a post about this earlier. It's like the biggest problem I have with this is I feel like I'm going insane. Like, the whole, like, Pixar didn't happen mentality of the old days is kind of gone now, because, like, we have so much misinformation now floating out there that everything needs, like, intense scrutiny in a way that's, like, exhausting. And it's tiring. And again, like, I've had the realization about, like, how much of this current culture was influenced by, like, a whole ass movement dedicated about, like, ethics. And then, like, it basically erased all ethics in, like, journalism for gaming. But this is a whole other rant. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Where it's like, yeah, I'll still use Twitch. I'll still archive everything on YouTube, just because those are the better of the two options compared to like Kick, but I don't have to be happy about both, and I will still be very vocal about it. I've also considered getting rid of the channel point redeem, just because I feel like we're going to keep running into issues with that, with like what I'm okay with streaming, because so many games are a minefield right now. It's like, you know, having to roll out like the entirety of Xbox's catalog with some weird like the deal hasn't entirely gone through from what I gather, so it's like, is Psychonauts okay yet? I don't know, actually. And it's just a constant minefield. So I'm debating disabling that at least temporarily, just to remove some, like, risk there. But we'll see on that. Wow, that was a big rant. I'm actually genuinely surprised I was able to keep a rant like that going as smoothly as I did. I thought I would stutter and like stumble a lot more. But yeah, genuinely surprised. Also, that's going to really cut into this first segment, unfortunately, because I spent a long time talking about that. But it's a subject I'm passionate about. And I guess it is fitting that we're playing an indie game, at least. Again, no obvious signs in something like this. So yeah, to give a little bit of an explanation, I was excited for this game. It looked cute. I'm very hit or miss with farming games, to be honest. Sometimes I really vibe with them, other times I don't. But this one looked cute. It's kind of got like a shoujo manga inspired, or like shoujo anime aesthetic to it, and I really vibe with that. Like, especially in the character portraits. Again, I saw a post about this earlier in the Discord, but the concept of having unlabeled, like, agnostic buttons, so you just show the light up one being like, press the right button on the controller. It's like, so you don't have to fumble around with like Switch versus Xbox layout. So that's nice. Again, this is gonna be heavy reading, but I'm not gonna read out everything. I don't know if I did for other quick looks. I definitely don't know if I read it out in the first look, like last year, when I wanted to at least try the 0 point something build. I forget exactly what number it was. Yeah, very shoujo manga. I've heard that this is a decent-ish game, like decent quality of life. I genuinely have issues with like Stardew even. Like, a lot of Stardew doesn't really vibe with me. As much as I played a crap ton of it, it's like, for some reason, Stardew makes a lot of choices that kind of irk me. So it drives me up the wall slightly. So I'm hoping this game improves upon stuff like that. Obviously now we're in this weird time period where people get really pissy about farming games. Ever since that one Nintendo Direct just broke people's brains, and I really find that annoying in hindsight. I've complained about this before, but like, the last Nintendo Direct we had, there were like 3 or 4 Souls-likes, and I think a couple in a row. Like, I want to say Liza P, Lords of the Fallen, were relatively close in proximity, and no one complains about that. But if you have 2 farming sims in a Direct, everyone loses their minds. And it just, to me, that gets old very fast. Like, even as someone who's not super into farming games, in a lot of cases, it still just drives me up the wall slightly how much people will immediately balk at, like, a farming sim. See, funny, in IRL, me got a haircut recently, as in yesterday. So, I don't know what hair to go with. My VTuber's hair is still very long, though. Never could get into Stardew, so much of the game revolves around talking to the villagers when you just want to run your farm and explore the mines. Yeah, that was something that came up with, someone. Wow, it says eyelashes, but I can barely even tell. Or are those eye colors? It says eyelash, I think that's eye color. Yeah, that's eye color. I don't know why it's labeled that then. Aw, cute, okay. But my issue with Stardew is just kind of running into the problem of dividing and conquering being annoying. So I actually think that game works better in multiplayer. Like, genuinely, I think it works better in multiplayer, where you can divide and conquer a little bit better. Can Can we change the color of these? We can. Okay. I wonder if shorter would be better. Where are these? Oh, okay. Man, this is gonna be pretty chill. This might also be a shorter stream just because I started late. Just be extremely blunt about it. And like, I've never been a Harvest Moon girly. Like, just genuinely never have clicked with Harvest Moon for some reason. Up to 8 outfits can be saved as presets when in game. That's cool. Appearance in all sections except birthday can be changed at any time. Wow, you can actually customize for like events. That's neat. I did set it to Switch, which I actually don't know why I did that because I have an Xbox layout at the moment. You can set pronouns. This is really nice. It even has like it's. There's no itchy or itchy, which is interesting. But like, this is pretty thorough, all things considered. So yeah, spring, summer, fall, winter. So we're gonna approximate and just go summer 22. I don't know what to name this. So I guess we'll just... I don't know if we get to change this later too. I guess you could dig around INI's worst case scenario. We'll leave that. Again, I streamed a little bit of this game like a year ago at this point. I'd have to double check exactly when it happened. Yeah, everyone's very pretty in this game. Again, I'm kind of skimming because I already played this opening last year. But still trying to pay attention. This is a problem I had with like ARR. Was trying to at least keep up to stay up to speed, but also like not take forever on stuff I'd seen multiple times. There's also a ton of discourse about this game being like a cozy game. The word cozy's kind of been ruined for me, unfortunately. It's explicitly why I describe myself as a chill streamer, not a cozy streamer. Because I don't even know if I'm exactly cozy, but I think I would be chill. Like, there's a distinction there. But like, the main issue I have is just like a big controversy thing years ago with like a cozy, like so many cozy streamers got in trouble for things, and it was just kind of like a facade to the point it's like, I'm not gonna call myself cozy. That just feels like a cursed word at this point. I don't remember who all is romanceable either. Again, this game just came out last week in 1.0. It was previously in early access. Another farming sim actually left early access like the same day. And sadly I'm blanking on the name of it. But yeah, there is the argument that like there's been a whole discourse about this, and it gets really stupid. And I'll get to that at some point. But like, there was a post a few months ago from someone about like comfort games. Like, your comfort game can just be whatever the hell you want it to be. But like, the need to make games like comforting or cozy, it's just kind of like try hard a little bit. It almost feels like sanding rough edges off of things sometimes in a way that's like... That's why, of all things, I really like how crappy some of the characters are in Stardew. Because I almost feel like you don't get that in many farming sims. I feel like you don't get characters who are just kind of shitheads. It's just a lot of characters are generally pretty chill. But like, you know, Shane, for example, is a character who has like a genuine arc, and I think that's why he's one of the better like characters in that game, even though like not exactly my type romantically for romancing. But I think he is one of the better written characters. I don't know what Haley's deal is. She's just an asshole, but I've never played long enough to see if she gets better. I assume she does. I think my biggest issue with cozy games, quote-unquote, is just there's a problem of reducing friction too much to the point that if a game is like completely frictionless, it almost feels kind of vapid. One storage chest. But like, to put things in perspective, just to give an example, what is my main comfort game? My main comfort game of all games is Resident Evil 2 Remake. If I'm feeling bad, sometimes I'll just do a run of like Claire A. It'll take like one afternoon, like a few hours. And that's like a comfort game to me. But there's a sort of mentality that comfort games have to fit a box. I think that's kind of the big hurdle I have with a lot of things right now, culturally, is the need for things to be in a box. Like, even as a trans person, I constantly feel like there's this pressure to fit in a specific mold that drives me insane. It's the box art character. Field warming, okay. Also, I remember one thing I liked in the early access build was having like a leveling system and like a story. I've seen some say this game has the energy of the DS Harvest Moons and also like Moon Factory a little bit. Wait, why was she blushing at that? But yeah, yeah, my definition of comfort game is weird. Like, when I was a kid, my comfort game was Thousand Year Door. I would just loop that game. I told the story already, I'm pretty sure, but like, as a kid, when I couldn't beat the final boss, because I was a smart kid and put all my stats into HP and didn't really level up BP. I didn't really use badges as a kid. To be blunt, that was my main hurdle. And yeah, put most of my stats into HP and didn't know about like Chet Rippo to like reassign stat points. So what did that mean? It meant I was extremely lopsided and could not do well. So when I would get to the end, I would attempt the final boss, die, and then restart. Like, genuinely, I would restart the game. So, between like 2004 and 2006, genuinely, about that long, I basically would just loop the main story up until the final boss, delete the file, and redo everything. Like, genuinely, this is how I played Thousand Year Door. This is one of the nice things of being a kid, bizarrely enough, is actually having limitations. Like, literally being limited on what you can do is actually kind of nice in a way. Because having a limit of, like... oh shit. How do you plant things? Oh, it's this button. Having a limit of how many games you have at one time is one of those things that's like both, like, you can interpret it different ways, essentially. But like, it can actually be a good thing to not have access to like every video game in existence. Like, having limitations on how many games you can get at a time does have the benefit of like kind of forcing you to really hone in on the games you do have and enjoy. So again, I think there is a benefit to limitations in this way. Again, I genuinely... Oh my god, thank you. I forgot this, actually. This game, unlike Stardew by default, actually gives you an option to see where everyone is at a given time, which is a godsend as someone who is extremely disorganized. For Stardew, you'd have to mod it, basically, in order to actually see this information. Are you like a traveling merchant? But yeah, that's kind of my rant about that topic. I'm ranting a lot. That's kind of the mood I'm in. Which is funny for this cozy game. But yeah, like, the need for a cozy game to fit a certain box, I think, is actively a fallacy. And again, that is the current discourse on social media about this game. Is that this game, in some ways, does not fit the inherent box of a cozy game, and some people are losing their minds over it. So, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, I actually do respect Stardew for trying to tell heavier stories within the confines of a cozy game setting, like a farming sim. But yeah, I've never been into Stardew, actually. Like, or not Stardew, Harvest Moon. I tried a couple and never got into them. I have Rune Factory 4. I have another game called Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. If you want to know a lot about growing, like, rice, I guess that's the game to play. I hear it's very historically accurate. But I have not played it. I own it, haven't played it. But that goes back to what I was saying earlier about, like, sometimes when you have too many games, it can actually be worse than having just one game that you, at a time, that you just dump a ton of time into and just get really good at. That's why I genuinely... Did I actually tell this part of what I was thinking? Introduce yourself, okay. It's why I think, like, Crash 4 as a game doesn't work like Crash 1 through 3 in terms of popularity. It's just because back in the day when you had, like, rentals and PS1, like, limitations, it almost feels like, wow, you can be really forward. Tulips are nice. Good to know. It's like, I think games could afford to be harder, because as a kid, if you had like one PS1 game, or like N64 or even older, like for me with GameCube, it's like if I had one GameCube game, I would put a lot of time and effort. I wouldn't, you know, just put it down and move over to something else. I would like spend a lot of time trying to get good at it. It's like a lot of people don't like Mario Sunshine. I like Mario Sunshine. I genuinely think that's a part of it. It's just how much time I dumped into it. Because I put so much time into that game because it was that or Pikmin. So those are two games that I put a ton of like time and effort into getting good at. Same with Pikmin 2. Everyone says Pikmin 2 is this really hard, really mean-spirited game, and I agree. But, and I mean, I also had to save scum like how many times in the stream playthrough, but the point still stands. Oh hi. The point still stands because I put so much time into Pikmin 2, my first playthrough went abysmally bad. Like, I think I had a Pikmin wipe, actually, in 2. And I think in 1 I didn't actually get all the ship parts in my first attempt. But, like, because those are the games I had, I would just play them a bunch. With Pikmin 1, it's like, oh, well, that didn't work, I'm gonna just go back and try it again, and do things differently, and just learn different things. You know, going from I cannot beat the game in a month to I can beat the game in like 9 days or like 10 days. It's like, yeah, that's an improvement. And it's about like a lot of practice basically, and also not having any other games to really sink my teeth into. But now the problem is if I get stuck on a game, I just put it down. I just kind of put it down and then don't think about it, which is actually a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Having options is very nice, but it also means I don't dedicate as much energy into what I already have. And I think that kind of is why we have this like Nintendo Direct culture. Of like, oh, when's the next Direct? And the Direct happens and everyone's like, well that sucked, when's the next one? Because there's always this chasing of the next thing, instead of just kind of appreciating what you have in a moment. It's like, when there isn't much for me in a Direct, I'm just kind of like, neat, whatever. But then, like, other people will just be losing their minds over it on social media. In both positive and negative ways. People will be like, oh my god, that's so cool. And other people were like, oh my god, that was total trash. And it's like... you can play other video games. You can play the games you already own instead of looking forward to other things. Not that I'm the best person with that, given my insane backlog at the moment. Yeah, no, my backlog is huge, but the point still stands. I've been playing a lot of games in my backlog lately. Again, finally got around to Resident Evil 5. Still working on that a bit, but making good progress. Again, I've already seen this like a while back, so kind of not dedicating as much attention. This is kind of a refresher for me. But basically what I'm trying to say is it's been nice playing games that have just been sitting in my library for like a really long time. Some of them aren't even good. That's the other funny thing. Some of them are really bad. Like I played The Quiet Man because of a joke that made me be like, I'm gonna install The Quiet Man and play it, and it was really bad. I did 2 playthroughs because I wanted to hear the dialogue. That was a mistake. But, that's kind of my take on it, where it's like, it's been kind of nice that I haven't been getting as many, like, brand new releases. It's been good for 2 reasons. It's one, helping me to be better about not needing to be there day one for everything. That's always a benefit. And 2, it's been nice to actually just catch up on older stuff that I've heard a lot of things about. Even bad things about, to be honest. I like playing games that a lot of people don't like. Again, I'm playing Saints Row 2022 at the moment, and I'm actually having an okay time with it. It's not amazing. I think it's weaker than at least Saints Row 2 and 3. I'm going back and forth on 4 because I didn't entirely vibe with 4. I think Saints Row 4 is like a really good like superhero-y game, but I don't know if it entirely works as a Saints Row for me. And the reboot isn't amazing, and I wish it wasn't a reboot, frankly. That's my biggest gripe with it. Oh, hi. I remember thinking you were pretty. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. It's like not incredible, but it's better than I'd heard, at least. It's like I like playing games that are kind of notorious, because sometimes you can find a hidden gem in there. You have magic spells, I kind of forgot about that. You have skills, you have armor. You have town ranks, so yeah, I think there's some systems in here that actually help to give it longevity. This is the character that I was discussing, for better or worse. Basically the discussion of if a character like this should be in a quote-unquote cozy game. So yeah, it's one of those where it's like the definition of a cozy game needs to fit a very specific vibe, and if there's any deviation from that vibe, people get pissy about it, and it's like, wow, that was a bit crushed though, just on my laugh. Okay, cool. His collar says Dozy. Good boy. Cute. Dozy actually counts as someone to meet. That's cool. How do I move that? I guess I can't. Yeah, like this character's design was being discussed heavily yesterday because of just like, should a character with this much cleavage be in a cozy game? And it's like, why shouldn't they be? Not the tsundere. Yeah, this is just a stream where you kind of vibing and just talking about whatever. I've genuinely thought about trying to like do low-key chatty kind of streams, almost like podcasty type stuff, just because I almost think I'd be decent at it. I always worry though about some of my opinions though, because I know I don't have the most popular opinions on certain subjects. But like, I don't know, it's like kind of nice having more variety. Like, I almost feel like there's a mentality of just kind of assuming every farm sim is like a Stardew like. I've heard people say Harvest Moon is a Stardew like, unironically, and it's like, oh my god, y'all are young. In the case of some of the people I've seen say things like that, it's like, oh, you don't actually remember Harvest Moon, do you? It was just like, oh god. Sometimes I feel very old. I don't know how to feel about it still. Next week's my birthday, and I'm so torn. I have no clue how to feel about my birthday in a week. Daffodil, cute. Chickpea. I say a week, it's actually more than that. It's actually like 10 days. Again, probably doing a birthday thing sometime soon. Probably Saturday if I feel up to it, just because there's not gonna be a good chance on the week of. Again, I might do birthday stuff on next Monday and Wednesday too, hopefully getting an earlier start than today, which was admittedly a very late start compared to what I wanted to do. But yeah, I don't know if the game is kind of chugging for this stream view, but it's kind of chugging for me. There's an archaeology system, cool. I assume a system. More on mushroom. No one in here. But yeah, it's like kind of stuttering for some reason, and I don't know why. I glanced over at the Twitch feed, and part of me thinks it actually might be a frame rate issue. In terms of just for some reason going down to like 30 FPS. It almost felt like it went down to 30 FPS. For lack of a better description. Because it just kind of... It felt like it was still running smoothly, but just not at 60. I'm not sure what would have set it off. This is why I sometimes have like the stream, or like the Steam overlay on, just to check things like this, because I like checking stats. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so this makes this menu go up. Oh my god, there's a lot of characters. Obviously not all of them are romanceable. I don't know who this is, actually. That lines up in the castle. But yeah, I do feel like that is a recurring thing that drives me a little bit nuts, is just how people kind of don't know about like a progenitor of a style of game. And also just the sort of feeling of like not... This happens a lot with Nintendo Directs. I think that's actually why the Farming Direct was so notorious. It's just Nintendo fans. But like, I feel like Nintendo fans don't branch out enough. I say it as a Nintendo fan, for the most part. The amount of Nintendo fans who like turn their noses up, even at like Xenoblade, is very telling, I would argue. Oh, that's eat? You have to hold it to eat? Oh. Well, that's good, actually, given I accidentally eat things a lot in games. Like Stardew, I would constantly accidentally eat items. I didn't mean to. But yeah, I kind of just feel like there's a lot of stuff, and like Nintendo's lineup lately has been really weird. I don't think it's been bad. It's actually been very me-core, to be blunt. Oh my god, I forgot there's a jump button in this game. It's very nice. But like, the last Direct was very RPG heavy, and I like that, actually. I like it a lot. But a lot of Nintendo fans don't. A lot of Nintendo fans only want, like, Mario and Zelda, and basically will turn their noses up to, like, every other franchise. And given I feel like the Switch 2 is not really, like, a brand new thing, but, like, an extension of the old library, it kind of makes sense that a lot of games are just not coming out yet. Like, everyone's dooming over the lack of a new 3D Mario. I'm like, who cares? Like, we already got, there's a shovel or a pickaxe on them, okay. It's like, we already got, DK Bonanza by the 3D Mario team. So why do people think we would get another 3D Mario this soon? It's just my mentality. It's like, yeah, games shouldn't crunch until I don't get what I want soon enough. It's kind of the mentality that comes up a lot. And that is one of my grievances. It's just sort of a misunderstanding of how game development works in the first place. Not that I'm an expert myself, but just in general. Oh, this must be the ant's room. I don't know where Adeline is, because I got a tulip, so I'm like, you know what, I should just give this to her. But I don't know where she is. You like the little portrait over the fireplace there. Actually, is this a path? Yeah, that's a path. Hi. How do I give this to you? CR? Oh, she actually comments on it. That's nice. Oh yeah, you can turn it in here. That's cute. Yay. Do you have more to say? End of spring. Ah, that's the first deadline. I'm like, is this gonna be like an atelier situation where I actually have to like meet certain deadlines in a time limit? Or is that just kind of a suggestion? I can't tell. Yeah? Where was the request board? I think it was down here. Was it? I actually don't know. I don't feel like this is right. Nope, there it is. Except I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, having actual map markers for everything is a godsend. As someone who played a lot of Stardew. Like, it actively drives me insane a little bit, having to manually navigate. What? Oh, I don't... Did that waste it? I didn't see if that wasted it or not. Yeah, there's a lot of really good indie games this year, too. That's also been really nice. Like Dench Attack is like kind of the hot game recently. But I feel like the hot game recently has been changing so fast, it's really hard to keep up with. Like, there's this sort of, like, friend game revolving door that's been happening since, like... let's say... kind of since around the time of Among Us, actually. Among Us is the first major one I can, like, think of like that, where it's like... That was because that was lockdown. So people were like, we are bored and want stuff to do with friends. I haven't seen my friends in months. So a lot of people were, like, turning to... games with a big multiplayer component in order to actually spend time with people remotely. So I feel like since Among Us, there's been kind of a boom of games like this. Not even in the same genre, but just kind of like the friend. I'm trying to say the common pejorative term for this. But, just, yeah, like a lot of friend-type games. But the problem is they rotate out so fast I can't keep up with them. Like, that's my biggest issue, is I'm struggling to keep up. So for... oh. Okay. New reward available in the reward chest. Oh, cool. But like, after Among Us was like, Phasmophobia. Kind of, that was the one that kind of blew up. After Phasmo was like Lethal Company, and then Repo, and then what would have been after Repo, actually? Because I know there is one I'm thinking of, but even just this year it's really confusing. Because there's like... Super Battle Golf was kind of earlier. There's Mecha Chameleon, obviously. Mecha Chameleon is the current really hot game. It's sold 20 million copies already on Steam, which is kind of crazy for an indie dev. Like, good for them. I haven't played it myself, because I was kind of waiting for a Twitch payout, actually, to be honest, which is going to be soon, hopefully. It's only like $50, but I might pick up some indie games with that. Might actually pick up some assets for a VTuber, because I'm thinking about maybe doing a sort of like soft debut in September. Like a re-debut in September. Not to use like super formal verbiage for that. Because I'm not like, you know, super big in the VTuber scene. But just like there'd be a new model, essentially. The other problem is you don't even see much of it. Elma seems alive. Gee, that's not foreshadowing at all. Please stop by the museum at your earliest convenience. Oh, by the way, this game has really good accessibility options. There we go. You can actually set day speed. So like if like, because some people, myself included, can sometimes get very overwhelmed in farming sims. So yeah, you can actually change the speed of a day. You can turn off like screen flashes and screen shakes. You can turn off the oversleep penalty. You can move to a free location. And I don't want to mess around with this too much, but again, it's nice having accessibility options because It's stuff that I feel like would have to be modded into another game. And it's just kind of here. It's really nice. Crafting scrolls. What do you mean you have a maid skirt? Hey, yeah, face masks. I always wear masks when I go outside just because I don't have a great track record with illness. But yeah, in general, I think that is kind of the weird conundrum I keep finding myself in. Okay, collect. That's 100, okay. Do a bro a favor. Well, that gives us a pickaxe, so that's good. You want a cabbage. Hi. Actually, silly question. Oh, magic spells, animals. Oh, it actually tracks this shit just here. I don't know if Stardew actually tracks presence. Also, it gives you a little bar too. This is something that drives me insane about Stardew a little bit. Is having to just guess if you're gonna get a friend level up, but you get a bar. So again, there's a lot of like really nice quality of life choices here that I greatly appreciate. You can leave it at the counter. That's really nice. Cabbage. Let's talk to everyone, get to know everyone. I'm actually paying with slightly more attention because this is where I stopped last time, I'm pretty sure. Because I paid a little bit more attention to the dialogue, so it took a little bit longer. Yeah, this game's cute. Again, the reason I wanted to stream this game is because the longer I put it off, the more I was getting impatient about playing it in my own time. So, in order to actually just play it on my own time, I just wanted to... Wait. Where'd the cabbage seed go? Did I not buy it? Oh, it adds it to like a cart and then you hit buy. Got it. That's nice. Again, nice little bit of quality of life. Just being able to like do multiple purchases at once. I mean, it's one of those things that's kind of unfair in a way because it's building off of like what a lot of farming sims have done. Again, even as someone who is like not as hot on Stardew as some, which is funny again given like gestures of playtime. I've played so much Stardew and yet it still feels like I didn't quite click with it the way a lot of other people did. It's like the whole meme of like, oh, not positive review has like 300 hours in it, though in my case Stardew would be a positive review, just not like a glowing positive review. It'd be like a 7.5, I think is the way to give Stardew. But that's also me just not being like super into the genre either. The right side of my nose is completely closed up, by the way, if you want to know how my like allergies are doing. I'm trying to blow my nose, my ear plugged up temporarily. So again, I'm just a mess. Oh, God. That is more thorough than I thought it would be, but I actually like that. Like, genuinely, I actually like that. Oh, I see. god, that's incredible. Like, again, this is what I mean. It's like, there's so much stuff that I would bitch about in Stardew that is just here. So it's like, yay. And I'll have to like find a mod for things. No wonder I didn't see a lot, actually, when I looked last night. Because it's like... This almost feels like a combination of the museum in Stardew with the community center. A few wings. Crops, flowers. Again, this is kind of like the museum and the community center. Oh god, this is gonna be a lot. Again, I'm into this. I'm vibing with this. Again, the aesthetic of it's really pretty, I think. I think it's just generally fun. Again, didn't really sink my teeth into this too much last time. I don't even know what this building is. But ads are actually about to start, so I'm going to take a break. And we'll come back for a little bit more. I don't know if we'll go the full 3 hours today, we'll see. And if not, it might just be like a 2-hour stream. So yeah, I will be back shortly, hopefully. Hi, Serena. Thank you for the head pats. I'm very low energy, holy cow. Again, we might keep this to a 2-hour stream just for my health. In general lack of energy. But hi, hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for the hydration check. I didn't drink any of this tea in the past hour. I do miss some things in the 3DS Tomodachi life. I was complaining about this yesterday. I miss like quirky questions, I miss the concert hall, I miss the like little RPG minigame. I don't know if anything like that's in the new Tomodachi life and I just never found it. But yeah, I just felt like I ran out of content really quickly because so much of it was based around the customizable nature of the game. It's the Animal Crossing New Horizons problem of so much of it's built on being customizable that it didn't feel like it has much like built-in content. You have to make your own fun, kinda. And that's not really something I'm good at. I need to get better at drawing. I genuinely want to like... I genuinely thought about picking up like a small sketchbook and trying to draw. Like, relearn how to draw. Sorry, Ramlethal, we are gonna cut off your song. That's actually a good starting song for next time, because it's 6 minutes. Alright, I think we're generally ready to go. I actually forgot to reset tracking. So do that real quick. Now we're ready to go for real. Again, don't know if we'll go the full 3 hours. I might cap it at 2. But either way, off we go. Again, this game's cute. If you like farming sims, I think this one's pretty decent so far. Again, a lot of quality of life I'm happy to see. That's my biggest takeaway, is just really happy about that. Because, yeah. That was always the thing that kind of got on my nerves with Stardew, is just having to maneuver around a lot of like limitations, or just straight up having to mod things to be a little bit more manageable. I should have bought 2 cabbages, given I'll probably have to give one to the where the hell am I? Oh hi. And yeah, I think the art style's cute. I think in some ways it feels a little bit generic. In the way that like, it is very like shoujo manga inspired, in a way that can be seen as a pejorative, depending on who you ask. It doesn't, like Stardew has a very distinct art style. Yeah, sometimes it just feels like the game is running slow for me. I genuinely think it's it's dropping to 30 kind of a thing. and that's why it's stuttering, or it feels like it's stuttering. But I actually don't know for sure. Keep that for later. I don't know what this is even for, but we'll save it. I might go and stock up on cabbage, actually. Oh shit, there was a thing for getting an axe, too. Should probably go do that, huh? Yeah, like a lot of people are into like anime art styles. I always kind of have strong opinions on that topic. Because I almost feel like people turn their noses up to anime art styles a lot, and that can be a whole thing that kind of drives me insane a little bit. Where like someone sees something as anime derogatory and immediately writes it off, and that just is something that always pisses me off when I see it. Because I think it's kind of just like a narrow mindset, I guess. To just write off a game because it's too anime. There's a lot of things that have convinced me over the years that we have never quite gotten past the early 2000s era of games where people were really pissy about Japan. My brother was actually an example of that, because there were explicit times where he kinda had that attitude towards like Japanese games and was really big on like Western, like cinematic type games that ironically are very mocked nowadays. They're not even bad, they're just predictable. They're just kind of boring. It's like when you only have this, it just kind of does not stand out as much. Oh god, there's a mine. How to talk to Errol, okay. Cool. Oh shit, there's a lot of tools. Oh. He's a tsundere. Hi, March. Yeah, I kind of like when there's a character, and especially Chester set the heart icon, or a Mansball character, who just kind of is an asshole at first. Because that's kind of like real life. There's some people that you have to kind of thaw through a little bit, myself included. I'm kind of that way. I'm not like overtly an asshole. I hope. I hope. But I feel like I'm not like someone who's immediately approachable. If that makes sense. Ooh, that's expensive. Ooh, that's expensive. Okay. Noted. I guess you could forge your own. More called shoulder. Yeah, kudere versus like tsundere. Is how I tend to describe myself, if that makes sense. Oh, hi. About that. What are... Wow, you sell health items. This isn't a real skeleton. It's a little bit disappointing. What? You wanted it to be a real skeleton? Just look through your stuff real quick. Better leave it alone. Yep. This is how I play video games. I snoop. What the hell is the basement for? Now I'm just thinking of the basement in Me and the Hollower. There's like a shop where there's like a secret basement. Mina was a game I really wanted to like, but just did not vibe with, as an example. That's why I started playing bad games, to kind of reset my expectations for games back down to a level where it's like, yeah, no, I can just kind of like, oh, hi, I forgot that you run the store sometimes. Oh, strawberries. Every 3 days. Oh, shit. It's probably like the meta, isn't it? Should probably get that early so I can capitalize on it. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of my thing, is I'm not immediately like a warm person. I can warm up to people, but I still kind of just have a vibe, I guess. I'm gonna plant this slightly away. Hope nothing tries to eat it. Famous last words. Like I just tend to be very shy. I feel like if people don't believe me that I'm shy sometimes. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I feel like I can have varying levels of personality. Like, I don't know if I'm remotely explaining this well. But like, I have moments where I can be approachable and moments where I'm not. And I feel like that's confusing to people. Like how I can be so shy when it can be so chaotic at other moments. For example... Oh, there's just a shortcut to store things, that's good. But yeah, that's kind of how I am. I genuinely don't know how I get close to people. I genuinely stop and like question that a lot, because I don't know. Okay, so yeah, you have a little box next to anything you have to donate. Which is like, oh, thank goodness, I don't like the guessing game of like Stardew of, should I keep this? Am I gonna need this? I have to look up a wiki. And every time I have to look up the wiki, there's like a meme about like, don't play Stardew Valley. It installs like... it installs a virus that means you always have to have a tab open to the Stardew Valley wiki, and it's like, yeah, it's a meme, but it's like, you know what? That's how I play these games, is I have a wiki open at all times. But just having stuff built in, I don't feel like I have to do that as much, and that's actually really nice. It's still very chill, but like, just a little bit of extra quality of life. To make things a little bit more approachable. I'm gonna donate those. I might give the tulip to someone. Again, this is almost encroaching on like Animal Crossing level, so oh no, there's a big ass museum to fill out. I say as a positive for the record. So yeah, basically trying to up renown. Alright, arrow for the mines, but I was too late today. Oh hey. What if I just like go in here? What are they talking about? Go bother someone else, I'm busy. Just gonna do this. Hell yeah. Where are we at with you? I'm just curious. Wow, okay. That does not fill up as much as I expected. Talking actually fills up a decent amount, it looks like. You know, again, just having a physical indicator, like a visible indicator of, like, affection, is like, oh, thank God. Because, yeah, the guesswork of, like, a Stardew is frustrating. Like a whole bug catching system. There's like fishing, of course. I'm wondering what the pacing will be like long term. Also the variety of events too is something else I'm curious about. Yeah, no overworking penalty would be really... Oh, shit, you can see fish shadows. Again, not like revolutionary, because Animal Crossing does that, but it's just kind of weird seeing it still. Again, maybe I'm just so used to Stardew that seeing things done differently is like, oh wow, that's actually really cool. Or maybe I'm just easily impressed today. I don't... Okay. I guess the guesswork of just give people shit and hope it's a good choice, which isn't exactly ideal. Also, manually saving is very, like, Harvest Moon, because I think you have to save... Had a diary there. Oh, hi. I think this is actually as far as we got last time, because I do remember you. Again, this feels very, like, classic Harvest Moon of, like, having, like, an overarching plot to deal with, of, like, helping out this dragon. Again, I say not having actually played a Harvest Moon. I'm just assuming. That's kind of my thing, though. I at least try to be somewhat up to speed with current games, or like classic games. Like, I feel like oh god, skill perks. The one on the left is just Luffy with the red shirt and the straw hat. Interesting. So, instead of leveling up skills, like in again, not to keep comparing it to Stardew, that's just, you know, the farming sim I'm most familiar with. It's like, huh, interesting. New award available. Oh my god, we got 2 levels from that. So yeah, we're trying to get the stone rank by the end of this month, apparently. I actually wonder if you can make the days faster, and if so, what would be the point of that, actually? Let's repair the bridge. I'm sure you've noticed the state of the bridge into town when you arrived. I'd like to introduce you to a group of us that are spearheading a repair plan. Can you meet with us at the east bridge of town? Sure thing. Nice way to handle quests, too. I don't know, maybe I got this far? I don't remember. Uh-huh. There's a siren outside. I don't know how audible that is. Okay, so mining, fishing, and something else. We gotta build a bridge, but I need to water my shit first. Water all the plants. I have $78. I say dollars, it's money. I forgot the name they gave. I also don't know if you have to like manually refill it either. Wait, so where is the bridge we're trying to get to? Again, when I play games like this, I actually try not to compare overly. I just unfortunately do so anyway sometimes, just because, you know, point of comparison. Where the hell was the bridge we're trying to find? Genuinely, I'm trying to remember. Is it over there? Well, I'm silly, I can just read the letter again. Bridge near the Eastern Road. And we actually have 1 essence already. That's interesting. Can I steal this? Okay. I was just curious. Is this... No, this isn't the bridge, is it? No, this is the Eastern Road. Okay. Alrighty. Where are they? Oh, was expecting to see people by now, and yet... Also, the little pop-up there is nice, because then you can immediately see if there's something hidden there. Or in terms of, like, collecting. Like, you can see the collecting icon immediately because of the new item prompt. We have to collect the last stone, don't we? Yeah, it almost feels like there's more a story focus in this game, which I actually kinda like. Not that I need a ton of story in a farming sim, but that definitely, I think, hooks me specifically a lot more. Okay. So yeah, we gotta collect stuff. Alrighty then. How am I? Oh. Saturday market. Donation box here to oh, cute. Nice. So just gotta collect a lot of stuff. Cool. I assume berries would actually help us out a lot. Oh shit, I'm full up. What do I get rid of? Should probably get rid of this actually. Just mainly to check if I have to donate that. I do. Ley lines of power. Oh, okay. That's the hoe. I assume these I can't do anything with yet. Typically, that feels like something you'd need an upgrade for. Once you figure it out, you can do that in the first place. Good question. Don't get too comfortable. Damn, okay. Very hospitable. And I do like the little chopping animation. The little hair bounce is cute. Okay, that does not count. It's decorative rocks instead of breakable rocks. The dragon guard, okay. Yeah. Piece of cake. Wow, that one's coming along real fast. I forgot that you actually helped here. Okay, the one thing I do have an issue with is... Wait, what? I don't know what that is all about. The one issue I am having is... the icons aren't necessarily the most helpful to see which characters are which, because they're very tiny. And especially as I'm not, like, used to this cast of characters. It's like, who's that? I can't tell. I think you're down here. I don't even think we can do anything with the mine yet, but... I also don't know what they meant by the artifacts earlier. He's not even here. Oh, god damn it. actually, I'm gonna move these two next to each other. So I can just quickly tap and swap. $60 each is actually gonna take a bit, and I don't think we have the energy for it actually, unless we eat stuff. Yeah, this game's cute. I like it. I can see myself playing it a lot in my own time. Which again, was part of the point of me doing this. Wait, when do we get fishing, I wonder? Again, Stardew kind of like gradually rolls out content, I feel. Which is nice. So I'm wondering what this game's like progression pace will feel like. Again, if anything, I should also play more Farm Sims. I should play Rune Factory instead of just owning it and leaving it on my shelf all this time. The problem is, like, the DS ones are very, like, gender specific. So, like, for Rune RF3 specifically, I think you can only be a male protagonist. There's no female protagonist. So that kind of sucks. But that also influences, like, marriage, too. Because with marriage in that game, you don't have, like, gay options. You're limited to, like, very straight options. That's giving one each. It's not amazing, but will buy us a little bit extra. It does take a lot longer to eat with you having to hold the button down. Looks like whiffing doesn't actually use stamina. That's actually really appreciated. Okay, actually, before I proceed, we have a lot. Can we do anything yet? Oh, we can level up this stuff too. Oh my god, level 60, huh. Yes, more levels than I expected. Cooking, blacksmithing, cool. Alright. How much stuff do we have? Not much, okay. We're actually even on both, interesting. I wonder if building the bridge will give us the thing we need, the level for the town rank. I'm also basically out of stamina. So I'm like, what do I do now? Got to almost half with 1 day's worth of energy, which isn't great, obviously. It would have been nice to have gone a little bit farther. It's also on me for not doing more harvesting earlier on, when I had the energy, but just didn't think to start clearing everything out. So that's also on me for not thinking that through. Oh well. Celine's house, it actually says it, like, at the top. That's cute. There are no events today. Oh, shit. Speaking of, is there like a easy access calendar? Actually, can I change this whenever? Oh wow, you can just change this whenever. That's nice. Actually, let's go with shorts. That's appreciated. I like the flexibility versus other games where you're like locked into an appearance. You can also have backpacks. Capes? Hell yeah. I want to see how this looks. Oh, that's cute. I do like the sprite work overall. Again, the biggest thing is I don't know where the hell anything is in terms of like what everyone likes and how to get it easily. God, this is a mood. Like, why? Wait, how is that this cheap? It's like, yep, been there. What? Oh my gosh. Free energy refill. Well, dang, I guess I can do a little bit more. This game is also nice because it has the slight flexibility of being able to save whenever, and thus not having to find specific, like, oh, okay, I have to play until this time so I can save. Like, no, you can just save whenever. It's like, I greatly prefer that. Personally, I don't like only being able to save at the end of a day, especially because I've had issues of, like, you know, freezing and stuff. So yeah, it's nice not having to worry about that. Yeah, you can even customize hair. It's really convenient, actually. And the glasses, like, oh my god. These are very big glasses. Blushy faces. Aw, that's cute. Maybe a lighter color, though. That doesn't feel like it's changing very much. Cute, okay. You have facial hair, you have hats. I have a little witch hat. Cute. Actually, let's go pink. Hehe. Yeah, I'm out of energy. For real, for real. Yeah, the biggest hurdle is what does everyone like? I should save at the beginning of the day, unless I'm playing to end. Yeah, the renown system is very nice, because it gives a little bit of extra, like, oomph to, like... Oh hey, that's cute. It tells you when birthdays are, so you don't necessarily need to remember them. Necessarily meaning it's still probably good to remember them. In some cases, oh hey, that's very convenient. You don't have to water anything. Go straight to breaking shit. I do wonder how far this game's gonna go, though. Like, as a game that just came out in 1.0, I do wonder what all is planned post-game-wise. I will also say this game has decent controller support. I definitely feel like Stardew, for example, is very much built around PC. But I feel like this game is very playable with controller. Which is nice, because I like controller. I'm a console gamer at heart. It's like, I don't know why, I just have never vibed with KBM. I genuinely cannot explain it. Like, even going back all the way to, like, when I first started playing games, I basically never used... I didn't like keyboard gaming. I didn't like PC gaming, because, like, at the time, using, like, a really crappy laptop, basically, and that's all I had, it was not great. Everything kind of ran like ass, so I did not have a great time with PC games, so that just kind of got me... Huh, okay. It got me into the habit of just playing games on console if I had the choice. So yeah, it's like kind of weird in that way. Because I know a lot of people prefer PC. Mysterious looking chicken statue. There are shiny beads glinting from the bottom of its container. Okay, interesting. Oh, lilac. I didn't realize that was interactive. I could have been doing that a lot sooner, probably. I also wish you could just hold the button. That's like one slight issue. You have to like let go after the eating animation. It won't automatically eat another one if you just hold it down a long time. Again, small complaint, obviously. Not significant in the slightest, but something that stood out to me as like kind of weird. Not weird even, but just kind of like, I would prefer just being able to hold and just eat a whole stack. Yeah, you can't steal people's crops, that makes sense. I also don't know how this works in terms of watering can, like refilling, because I haven't noticed it indicate that I need to refill it. So I don't know if that's a thing or not. I like rainy days, IRL. In games I'm a little bit more neutral on them. I just like the ambiance of a nice little chill rainy day. Especially if I don't have to be out in it. You mentioned something about like Errol telling us about the mine, but I guess we haven't gotten there yet. This thing looks like a daffodil or something. The sound of rain on the roof is very nice, yeah. And then windows is also really pretty. Oh. Well, shit. I mean, it's a berry, it makes sense. This doesn't fill very much, but still. Fiddlehead, okay. Well, we were just here, but we walk back. See, Mario Sunshine just went up on NSO. I'm gonna probably try that a little bit. Just to test one very specific thing in an early level. Because I'm curious to see if the emulation quality is alright for one specific set piece. Bianco Secret was not working properly for a long time in All-Stars, and also I think in emulation it can have issues. That's kind of the funny thing with like 3D All-Stars and also the standalone Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, is that a lot of the issues that in these collections are things that have been known in emulation for a really long time. So for example, Mario Galaxy 2 has a weird quirk where lighting can sometimes be a little messed up in one specific set piece. Basically, like light coming in through like a huge like tree. So when you upscale this lightning effect, it kind of breaks. So this is actually like a thing that happens in Dolphin, and it happens in 3D All-Stars as well. If I'm not mistaken, is that actually the last? No, wait, we got that one already. Damn it. Actually, wait a minute. Oh shit, I didn't mean to throw that. That worked. That was not what I was trying to do, but sure. Yeah, it's always interesting seeing things that are like, yeah, this is just a known emulation problem. It takes like very specific workarounds to fix, and like for Galaxy 2, patches have improved it. Weirdly enough, the effect is better on Switch 1, because again, it scales with resolution. So it's not great, it's not like the Wii version exactly, but it is better than on Switch 2 where it's running at 4K, downsampled for me, because I don't have a 4K television. But it still causes the effect to act up a certain way. Again, emulation is really fascinating. The amount of stuff that's like, why doesn't this work this way? And then the recurring quest, like recurring energy of like, yeah, no one knows how to make it work. Like, N64 is like notoriously difficult to get working properly. Like, it's just kind of a nightmare to manage. So yeah, it's just never gone any easier for some reason. I'm gonna save the flowers, because I don't know if anyone wants them. And because I'm streaming, I'm not like in a position to like look up a guide or anything. What the hell are these icons, actually? I don't know what that means. I also use the sword without expending energy. Chop up some of this. Yeah, with Galaxies, with Sunshine, I mean, there's an issue in Bianca Hill's Secret 1, where on All-Stars, the track for like, no, it was Secret 2 actually. The track for like the moving platforms at the start is visible when it's not supposed to be. But that was fixed for 3D All-Stars, so I hope it works first try on NSO. Probably just an extension of how much of the code made today is built on much older code, that no one knows how it works anymore. That's actually said to be the current issue with Xenoblade. The TLDR is every Xenoblade has some issue on Switch too. The worst being X. Just because of how it's upscaled. It's upscaled really poorly, but the general belief is it's because they don't exactly have like... It's not set up technologically to handle like DLSS, or Deep Learning Supersampling. So DLSS is like one of the more common upscalers. Supposedly, Xenoblade 1 and 2 use a like light version of DLSS, which means it's not as like robust, but it's like lower cost on like the GPU of the Switch too. But all of this to say that in general, as you get further and further along, the games are actually getting better. So the hope is that Xenoblade 3 will be decent, given that's the most recent technologically. Because like, X was not great. X is really rough because of how it's upscaled really badly, because there was no DLSS, which... speculation is just there's no motion vectors, because this was a Wii U game. Xenoblade 1 fares slightly better, but still has issues. The belief there is it's kind of like a Switch game that's still running off of a lot of the Wii version, meaning it's still technically more recent than X, but still not nearly as robust. And then 2, which ironically, because 2 is like the bad one, technologically speaking, originally. 2 is like the most stable Switch 2 port, because it's got a little bit, like the code was more recent, basically. It still has issues. They basically messed up a sound value. That's the current biggest issue. There's also a couple weird bugs in there, like an accessory slot disappearing on New Game Plus. For me, I never even got to New Game Plus, so... because I was saving that for streaming, potentially. So that does not affect me at this time, but it might. With Xenoblade 2, I still don't know how to approach a Fox Girls Favorites on that. Like, if I should do a New Game playthrough, or if I should do New Game Plus. The downside of New Game, obviously, is it will take longer, but you do have some of the random elements, like... blade summons that could be kind of interesting to try to redo and see what kind of luck I get. There's anecdotal evidence they might have made Cosmos, who was the previous rarest blade, a little bit easier to get. I don't know if there's anything backing it up, it's all very anecdotal. I know Serena got Cosmos on her New Game Plus run, despite never having gotten Cosmos. So there's like anecdotal evidence of this, but there's nothing like firmly tested. Part of the issue. Oh hey. Friday nights. Oh hey, cool. Oh, and a free drink, hell yeah. I don't know if we'll get to that. Oh shit, turn up. Yeah, gotta donate that. That makes sense. We'll leave the two tulips. Actually, no, we can store these probably. No, they're not done yet. Okay. Never mind. Huh? Oh. Right. The essence system. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. People always downplay how hard it is to port a game. And it kind of drives me insane when people do this. The biggest example of this is like the amount of people insisting it would be really easy and trivial to port Wind Waker HD to Switch. When it's like, I don't know if it would be actually. Like a lot of people are saying like, oh, this is such an easy slam dunk, why don't they do this? Do they hate money? Blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't think it's as easy as people make it out to be. Just because like the Switch is objectively more powerful, but that doesn't mean you could just take a Wii U game and then plop it on Switch and just have it work. And yeah, emulation is also a nightmare. And it's like, people are always like downplaying how easy emulation is, and it's like, it's not. Again, the worst is N64. Like, N64 is a nightmare to work with, and still is to this day. It's like, a lot of things on like NSO could be a lot better, but also it's like, you know, for what it is and the hardware it's designed for, it's like, I'll take it, because it's way better than some. Remember like Project 64 days when things just ran real bad on like Superman 64 is a notable... Huh? Superman 64 is a notable example because there was a weird bug where the fog would be the wrong color. Oh hey, I think we stored the lilac, so that works out really nicely. You're still... Oh, you can keep giving them presents. I'm used to like Stardew having a cap for that. Oopsie. Oh, my inventory's full though. Oh god. Yeah, like the simplification of things is super easy is like something that'll always drive me insane. It's like PlayStation has been gradually porting PS2 games to PS4 and PS5, and the selection has been very annoying, personally. Like, the game for this month, because there's like one game at a time, is like an Atlantis game for PS2, I think, as in the Disney movie. Which is like... Oh. I need to pay attention now. Is this where we unlock the mine? Or are they gonna tell us not? Ah. I see. Don't worry about those mines, okay. I totally forgot what I was saying. Like, I genuinely can't remember whatsoever what I was talking about. We got a lot of favors to do. Wait, who was the one that wanted to see us? You. Meet him at the inn, okay. Wait, this is not the inn. Oh yeah, PS2. Yeah, I don't know if this Atlantis PS2 game is any good, but it's interesting that that's the game for the month. But my overall take on it is, there's a lot of games I really want to see on PS5, and I don't think we're getting them anytime soon. Like, the ones that have been ported that are first party are like Mostly the Sly trilogy, and like I think Jak 1 got a new PS4 and PS5 port because the emulator they originally did for PS4 was not working great. For example, Ape Escape 2, if you play that on a PS5 that's using the old emulator from PS4, it completely glitches out. Like the visuals completely break. Like I've seen video of like the ground strobing, and it's basically unplayable. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it, where it's like, I want more like first party games on that service, or not on the service, just to be released in general. Because again, the PS4 emulator was just kind of busted and did not work great for certain games on PS5 because it was designed for PS4. Oh shit, I should turn this stuff in while I'm in this neck of the woods. Nope, I'm not in this neck of the woods. I'm very much not. Okay. Just clogging up my inventory though. So I should at least drop some stuff off. Okay. God, their inventory is so full. I need an upgrade like ASAP. Someone wanted this, if I recall. Can you just... Okay, you can just grab one. That's good. But yeah, like, the big wants for me to get native releases would be Ratchet & Clank, obviously. The last major Ratchet & Clank re-release was the PS3 collection, which is only available through streaming on PS5, I think. And it kinda sucks. And like the Future trilogy is also limited to that. But like, the problem now is who's left who can do that. Like, serve that function, basically. So for example, where? Okay, you're up here. The issue... Wait, do I just talk to you? Okay. Yeah, like, I would love a Future Trilogy collection with, like, for, like, PS5 natively that's not streaming, but, like, I know the PS3 sucks for this. Like, genuinely. The PS3 is kinda awful to emulate. Especially on, like, official hardware. Instead of, like, just, you know, PC emulation where you can brute force it with, like, a really powerful PC. But I just kind of feel like I would love that just because I don't have a PS3 anymore. And being able to play, like, the Future Trilogy running on, like, at 60 FPS instead of constantly oscillating would be great. Because those did not... Oh my god, those did not have a steady frame rate. Thank you for the hydration check. Yep. Okay. I like how I still have the hat on. Your next 5 are free? But yeah, like, just being able to play the Ratchet & Clank trilogy on hardware, like, on PS5, without streaming would be great. I would love that. But also, like, a lot of first-party PlayStation games are a little bit notorious in how they were constructed. I know the Ratchet and Clank games were made under, like, heavy crunch, for example. So it's easier said than done in terms of actually, porting those games over. Which is unfortunate, because it would be really nice to have a re-release, but like... For me, I look at what... I think about what I know about a lot of older PlayStation games, and I kind of question, like, would a recomp even be possible for these? I don't know, actually. I kind of think no in the case of Ratchet and, like, Sly, just because of how those games were built. But then again, like, Jack is also, like, a coding nightmare, I think. Heavy crunch and using a lot of hardware tricks, yeah. So yeah, I think Ratchet and Clank would be really hard to decomp. Which also sucks, because I would love a recomp of Ratchet and Clank. Oh shit, cutscene. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna end soon, I think, because my energy is not up to snuff. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. Again, I know I kind of just got rambling on my soapbox, as I usually do. But, this is genuinely a very pleasant little game. If you like, farming sims, I recommend this. Again, the one thing I see potentially being a hurdle is the art style. I just got the achievement for meet all your neighbors. I'm like, wait, what? I thought I met them already. Raw mushroom and a cabbage, okay. Raw mushroom is just forage, so that's gonna take a bit of luck to get. Unfortunately. But yeah, then there's the Friday night thing, which I will do on my own time, I suppose. The whole town will be at the inn tonight. I'm right here. Yeah, this game's cute. Again, I don't know how the gameplay loop will hold up, just because, you know, I'm not, one, an expert in farm sims to know the ins and outs. Oh, hi, you're here now. Handle selling when you can via your shipping bin, you'll take it from here. Shards, okay, just a lot of crafting I'm noticing. This thing's vibing over here. Interesting, I'm curious to see what that will be, but alas, I think I will call it shortly for this quick look. Ironically, it wasn't much longer than the first quick look I did. Huh. Refund the stamina, that's not bad. Huh. Okay. So there's a reason to actually burn all your stamina. That's good to know, actually. And just kind of a nice way to, like, passively reward you for, like, doing different, like, little tasks. Again, that's cool. And again, very much appreciate the ability to save anywhere. Again, that's one of my big grievances with Stardew. Yeah, we're gonna call it here, because again, not exactly full of beans today. Yeah, thank you all for watching. This was nice. I appreciated this. Again, I'll definitely keep playing on my own time, now that I finally got the ball rolling. The thing with quick looks for me is I try to, like... Yeah, I'm not committing to a full playthrough on stream, especially because I don't even know how long this game is. But just the overall take of like, yeah. Wow, my brain is slowing down. Yeah, I definitely think I need to end. Oof. Just the feeling of... like, yeah, it's basically getting a foot in the door for this game, and then just playing it a little bit more on my own time. It's a quick little sampler, basically. Yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, you can follow for notifications of when I go live in the future. I have a YouTube channel for episodic versions of streams, and hopefully other videos in the near future. I have a VOD channels and archive of a Blue Sky for posting updates, including when I go live. I have a Ko-Fi as a tip jar, and I have a Throne for sending me gifts, the latter two being completely optional, but any additional support is greatly appreciated. Ah, ow, okay, yeah, no, I think I definitely need to end. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Next stream, right, schedule, next stream. I might continue Mystery Dungeon on Friday, just toss in an extra Mystery Dungeon. Today should have been Mystery Dungeon, but I wanted to do this before, while the game was still semi-relevant. Saturday might be a special thing. It's already been announced as a special thing, but we still have not decided what the special thing will be, so shrug. And then next Monday will be more birthday week stuff, probably, as will next Wednesday, hopefully. I still don't know what I'm doing on Monday and Wednesday. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and hope everyone has a good rest of their evening, and a good night. Take care, everyone.